Hello, I'm Philip Duncan from Weather Watch TV. Happy New Year. This is our first Pacific-wide 7-day update for the year, and we're taking a look at a tropical cyclone in the Coral Sea heading towards Australia. So this video does focus a wee bit on Queensland, Australia. We've got another video tomorrow, Wednesday, just about the cyclone. Because it'll be named by then, it'll be moving in. But for now, it's part of our 7-day Pacific update. And we've got thundery weather around Fiji, Tonga, NIUE, Samoa. I'll be telling you about that in a moment, but obviously this is the main feature, the cyclone, which is still developing. Some good news, it is not expected to be coming up around Cairns and other places like that, but Townsville is more in the firing line, and so too is Mackay. So we've got thundery weather here, some low pressure, and the further east you go, you can see we've got this convergence line. So from Tahiti all the way to Samoa, you're seeing plenty of thunderstorms. Here we are on Wednesday, so let's take a look at what is going on with the cyclone. It is still deepening. It will be named at some point. We thought it would be named by now, but it's taking a little longer. So I think it'll be either later today or into Wednesday, it will finally be named. The outer bands of it coming in around coastal parts of Australia, bit of wind, cloud thickening, a few showers, and the surf will start to pick up. Good news if you're a surfer, not so flash maybe if your house is right on the waterfront. But either way, keep an eye on the developing situation on the coastal side of Queensland as we go through Wednesday. Low pressure zones carry on here, and then of course we've got that convergence zone all the way out to Fiji. So here we are on Thursday. There's a bit more energy now in this area. Low pressure zones, thunderstorms, downpours across Fiji, Tonga, and NIUE especially. Samoa, a bit on the outer edges of it, but you've got that very hot, humid northerly coming through, which of course is normal for you. And down here around New Zealand, a cooler southerly, which we're getting right now on Tuesday, is spreading its way northwards. So you'll be feeling a slight change in places like Noumea, maybe some parts of Vanuatu, and as we get through the week, it'll eventually get there into Fiji. But obviously, Thursday, the main feature is the tropical cyclone, expected to come in on Thursday night. But by Thursday afternoon, severe weather is certainly possible. So let's take a closer look at, this is the same map we just showed you, but closer version of it. 10 o'clock in the morning, Queensland time on Thursday. So severe weather is now starting to develop. Heavy rain, strong winds, potentially damaging winds, but the storm isn't quite as aggressive as it was looking the other day. It looks as though it's going to sort of strengthen as it moves in, as opposed to being a big storm out at sea that weakens as it comes on in. So this one's worth monitoring because it's deepening as it moves in, it brings a bit more instability. Heavy rain in this line here, and the strongest winds will be on the southern quarter of it. Here we are 12 hours later, 10 o'clock, Thursday night. We've got two computer models here. So that's the reason why you're seeing the lines moving and they don't kind of match up with the static map. So the static one here, the one that's not moving, 979, the circle right here, that is where the Australian modelling expects the storm to be. Just over here, where it's spinning and moving, the animated lines, that is the centre of the GFS map from America. So the animation on this map is the GFS modelling, and I put the two on top of each other to show you that they are very much in alignment. Two models pretty much in the same place, a little bit different in timing. The GFS one clearly comes and land a few hours earlier. So basically the risk for your part of Queensland, any time from late morning Thursday until the early hours of Friday morning, or even till lunchtime Friday, as this storm moves in, and it may still move north or south from what you're showing here. And just lastly, the dark blue with the purple around the edges of it, that's the heaviest rain. And we're talking some pretty decent totals as the storm comes on through. So this map here just shows you the 72 hours of rainfall, and the bright blue is actually off the scale. So we are seeing the risk of getting, above 150 to 300 millimeters of rain in this area if the storm just slows down a little bit. Otherwise, you're getting about 200 millimeters from it, and that's still quite a lot in a fairly short amount of time. So by lunchtime Friday, or 10 o'clock in the morning in Queensland, lunchtime if you're in Fiji, it's now inland, heading off towards places like Charleville maybe, and that storm falls apart for you. It may hold on to Category 1 strength as it moves in. So for our Australian viewers, our Queensland viewers, tomorrow Wednesday, we'll have a special update, Australia only, cyclone only update, to give you a little bit more detail about where it's coming in and when. So that'll be tomorrow. Now let's go back to the rest of the Pacific, because there's quite a lot going on, and that colder change colder. I mean, it's colder in New Zealand, but it won't be up here. Cooler change, refreshing maybe. We'll see NIUE and even a bit later on parts of Fiji. Just temperatures down a little bit, not much, a degree or two. Humidity down a little bit, and the thunderstorms taking a bit of a break. Plenty of thunderstorms here though. Tonga, NIUE, Samoa, those areas really getting thundery weather. And it goes all the way across northern parts of Rarotonga over towards Tahiti. And that thundery weather stays that way even into Saturday, but it breaks up a bit more on Saturday. You notice big dry spells from Tahiti to the Cook Islands, but the tropical area, the monsoon rain here carries on, Samoa, Tonga and NIUE in particular, but the Clarence moves in Fiji and some parts of New Caledonia and Vanuatu. Showers carry on for the coastal side of Australia. We get through to Sunday now and much drier in this zone here. Fiji seeing a drier spell of weather, and now Tonga getting that change out of New Zealand, seeing just the rain easing a wee bit. Still tropical convergence out here, so heavy rain could still be moving into NIUE and just south of Samoa. Samoa itself actually may be improving for a time, and it certainly improves on Monday. No matter which Samoa you're in, it is going to be drier than it's been for the days building up to it. And we're still seeing fairly dry weather. New Caledonia, Vanuatu into Fiji. Tonga's got a few showers around here, so does NIUE. And then you head out to Rarotonga, we're seeing still that convergent zone of rain and showers. Some of the islands there will get some of that wet weather. And if you're lucky enough to be way off over in Tahiti, the weather there is not looking too bad at all. And it stays very settled into Tuesday of next week. Still a few showers in the Cooks. Heavier rain back to Samoa again as we get to the Tuesday mark of next week. And another southerly flow out of New Zealand back into the tropics here. So again, that just minimises the temperature and the heat by a degree or two. The locals will probably notice it more than anyone from New Zealand heading over for a holiday. But if you're a local, you might notice the temperatures just drops a little bit there on Tuesday. All right, Northern Hemisphere. Hold on to your seat. There's a lot going on here. This is just a 7-day animation very, very quickly for you. And what it shows you is here in Honolulu, basically Hawaii is the main feature that we're focused on here, not really too badly affected by the weather. In fact, some hot weather coming up to them for a time as these big storms further north dredge up some tropical weather. So not so bad, but yeah, you wouldn't want to be a boat out here around the Aleutian Islands or heading up towards Alaska or British Columbia. Some pretty stormy weather going on for them at the moment. So the 7-day rainfall animation to make sense of all the crazy. This is the big convergence line through the tropics where we're seeing heavy rain. That's in the 300 millimetre mark in there. And then obviously that spreads down into the Coral Sea, Queensland, into that 150 to 300 millimetre mark. And it could double. You could see 600 millimetres due to the cyclone. Just depends on how it performs, if it slows down and stalls and that kind of stuff. But some very heavy rain pushing in to Queensland. It's been a while for some of you. There have been plenty of thunderstorms, but not everybody has had the rain. And then you can see those tropical lines of rain really spreading out across most of the tropical islands. It's really the Cooks and parts of Tahiti that are probably seeing some of the driest weather. Oh, and Norfolk Island, not even mention you, sorry, Norfolk Island. You got a slightly cooler week coming up thanks to the southerlies coming out of the Tasman Sea. And that is all from me for our first 7-day Pacific Islands update of 2024. Back again next Tuesday. And just a reminder again, if you're an Australian viewer or if you're wanting to follow the cyclone, we have another update on Wednesday, cyclone only update. So look out for that one on Wednesday. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week and we'll see you later on.